Welcome to HRTbeat, the Highlands Ranch podcast. HRTbeat is brought to you by Freedle and Associates, the heart-centered real estate company with 25 years experience in helping you find your place. I'm your host, Jake Freedle, and today I sit down with Hannah Yaeger, who is the team fitness lead of the Highlands Ranch Community Association. So she's in charge of coordinating all of the fitness activities in our beautiful rec centers, including the personal training programs, the yoga, the spin classes, all of that good stuff that you're probably not taking nearly as much advantage as you should be. She's a wonderful young woman, and I was really excited to meet her and to hear her story and to hear all the things she does for us. Enjoy. Welcome. Hey, Hannah, how are you today?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing great, thank you. Hey, we've got Hannah Yaeger, who is the fitness team lead for the Highlands Ranch Community Association today. She's been generous enough to hang out with us and tell us about all the things we really should know about. We're probably not taking full advantage of in our own community, and just a little more about the inside scoop on how HRCA runs and provides such great services for us. So, Hannah, tell us what you do for HRCA.
Absolutely. Yeah. So my official title, I guess, is fitness team lead. But in a nutshell, what I get the privilege of doing in this awesome community is I get to oversee all of our fitness programming. So group fitness, we have over 100 classes offered here weekly, as well as personal training and small group training. So not only do we have, 4 beautiful facilities that have such endless equipment possibilities. But, if you're unsure of what to do or you need a little extra motivation, we also have some awesome classes and programs and training opportunities for you. So yeah, that's really what I do in a nutshell.
Awesome. It's a lot of cats to herd. What are some of the programs that you oversee?
Yeah, definitely. So we've got our group fitness program. So we got everything from yoga to Zumba to strength training to indoor cycle classes, and then also personal training and our small group training. So if you're looking for more of a one-on-one personalized individual approach, we've got that for you. Small group training. If you got a group of like 3 to 5 people that kind of are with similar goals, we can get you started there. We also have our zone program, which is our high intensity interval training program, circuit training. So, 45 minutes, work your butt off, get out. So we've got lots of stuff on our docket for sure.
Awesome. And on top of all of that, you also teach yoga. Is that right? Do you still teach?
I do. Yep. I teach yoga. I sub for classes, cycle, all the things. So yeah, I'm all over the place.
Oh, nice. So you get to sub in little places that you like to. That's awesome.
I do. Yeah, I do. It keeps me relevant, keeps me current. And most importantly, I think it keeps me active with our community. I get to kind of see our participants, hear from them a little bit more. So it's fun.
Nice. And I, as a self-proclaimed somewhat of a yoga snob, being that I'm married to Ellen, who's been an instructor for a long time, I got to take one of your classes. I thought it was really great. And it was
that's
better.
Right. You guys did.
It was a long time ago, but it was a great class. And it was just a vinyasa class, but really good flow. And, core power doesn't have anything on your teaching. So.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. No, you're better. Like sometimes we make fun of yoga snobs. We like to make fun of core power because it's just like fitness yoga. And, normal Americans probably need a little more chill in their yoga than, the yoga sculpt sort of thing. But anyway, your class was great.
Well, I appreciate that. It was such a treat to have you. And of course, we miss Miss Ellen, but I know she's busy doing her mom life thing. So I told her, I said, you just let me know when you want to come back. We will welcome you with open arms. So
awesome. We'll see. We're still getting things together with our second baby, but we'll figure it out at some point.
You're busy. Yeah.
So how did you come to your job at HRCA? And I think that also involves how did you come to Highlands Ranch in general?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been working in the fitness industry actually since 2014. I started when I was an undergrad at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater. I actually started my undergrad career thinking I was going to be an elementary school teacher. And those people that know me would laugh so loud at thinking that I could do that. I have mad respect for all the teachers in the world. I really do. But long story short, I figured out it wasn't for me. And I kind of wound up in the fitness industry unintentionally. I was a competitive dancer all of my life. So I've always grown up with movement and community, if you will. And, when I went to undergrad, I didn't have that anymore. I wasn't dancing anymore. So I kind of saw that they were hosting these group fitness classes in our university rec center, popped my head in and instantly fell in love. I think I started with kickboxing and step and all the things. And then, sure enough, they were hiring and they approached me and they're like, hey, we're hiring for group fitness instructors. Would you be interested? I was the most shy, timid little 18-year-old, was like, me? You really think I should do this? So I did. I took a leap. They're like, yeah, we'll teach you. We'll train you. We'll get everything you need. And very fortunate. I had the best undergrad experience in campus recreation. My boss, I still talk to her to this day, Jen Kina, MVP. I learned everything I know and I give her all the credit. So anyways, I did that for 4 years. I ended up going to grad school for fitness as well. I got my master's in health and science, and then I was the fitness graduate assistant there. So continued working in campus recreation, specifically with the student and university population. Started kind of expanding my horizons, teaching more yoga classes, just all the things. Got to learn some great stuff in Terre Haute, Indiana. And I met my husband there, actually. He was going there for physical therapy school. So we both kind of had that like-minded set for movement and bringing people together through that. So that was pretty cool. I met him there. And then from there, I actually took my first full-time gig down at the University of South Florida. I was a fitness coordinator there for a couple years and continued my route in campus recreation, specifically in fitness. Loved Florida, right? It was great. So thankful for that experience. But man, oh man, are those summers hot. I always had a love for the mountains and I always knew I wanted to be out here. I applied for some jobs right out of grad school, but they just didn't line up for me. So Florida's where I wound up first. Loved it. Great experience. Was always kind of searching to be out in this area and saw this job pop up in 2020. So this was in the middle
Colorado
of COVID.
Specifically, right? Yeah.
Yes, Colorado specifically.
Cool.
Denver area. My sister-in-law lived out here at the time. Our cousins lived out here. So we visited lots. But yeah, I saw this gig pop up in COVID 2020. Took a shot. I applied for it. And luckily they took a chance on me. It was a big chance from, moving from Florida, but we were thrilled. So me and my now husband, Kyle, we packed up our things and came out here, and we've been here ever since, and we love it. We bought our first house here about a year and a half ago now. We love this community. This is where we want to be, where we want to raise a family. It's just so wonderful. So yeah, kind of a long journey to get here, but I love it and can't imagine being anywhere else.
Awesome. That's funny. So many people moved to Florida during the pandemic, and you moved out of Florida and came here.
I did. Yes, I did. I mean, it was great to be there in the midst of the shutdown because of the weather. But yeah, we, everyone thought we were crazy. They're like, you're picking up and moving your life in the middle of a pandemic when so many things were uncertain. And yeah, we thought we were crazy too, but we're really glad we took that leap and came out here.
Cool. Yeah, Douglas County, I would say, was kind of the Florida of Colorado.
Yes.
I think we were maybe less concerned than at least
yes.
at Denver, maybe a little less shut down.
Yes. Yeah,
but
absolutely.
That's okay.
Yeah.
And so your husband, Kyle, is he still a physical therapist?
He is. Yep. He works up in Conifer. So he works for a private clinic up there called Conifer Physical Therapy. He's been up there for a little over 2 years. Loves it. And yeah.
Awesome. So what do you like about your job with HRCA? What are some of your favorite things?
Oh, wow. That's hard. I like a lot of things. I will say probably the thing that tops it all is the people and the community. It really is. I mean, a great community of people that I not only get to work with that work at HRCA, but also the members that come in every single day. You get to build relationships with them, and it's really great. You just can't replace that. We've got everywhere from 100-year-olds that are coming to senior fitness all the way down to teenagers that are coming to our classes and everything in between. And it's just so great to meet different people at all different stages of their life and wherever they're at in their fitness journey, whether they've never taken a fitness class in their life or they are training for a marathon. We get to work with them and get to build those relationships with them. And it's just a community feel. I think that's what's so great. Like, not only do we have fitness programs here, but we've got pretty much anything you'd want. I mean, talk about a vast variety of programming.
Aren't there like two indoor golf stations these days?
Yeah,
we have like two of those.
Golf simulators, pottery, children's program, backcountry, youth sports, adult sport. I mean, you name it, we probably have it.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's incredible. It's incredible. I had something I was going to ask about in there. Yeah, I'm always reminded of all the teenagers that come to the rec center. Whenever there's like an in-service day from school, I'm heading to the rec center. I'm just like, oh my gosh, what are all these kids doing here?
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like I'm a cranky little person. I'm like, oh, these dang teenagers, there's 4 of them on this machine just getting my way. And I think, what a great place for those kids to be. Because when I was their age on in-service days, it was like I was out smoking pot.
Yeah, getting in trouble, right?
So that's a good pitch for the teenage scene here in Highlands Ranch is, man, what a great place to be, a rec center as opposed to whatever else you could be doing.
It's the truth. And I'm telling you, you come to our facilities after 3:30, they all kind of filter in. And, I know some people can maybe get annoyed with it, but I personally love it. Like, I want that younger generation to be coming in here and starting in those really good physical habits, like at a young age. So I welcome it. I maybe not the majority, but I'm like, yeah, come on, let's go.
Well, yeah. And it's really only like those in-service days that they swarm, right? Let's just watch out, everybody, for those those teacher in-service days. But other than that, I feel like I can always get on a machine that I want to.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what is most impressive to you about Highlands Ranch Community Association being inside?
I would say 2 things. I would say the variety. I kind of touched on that already of the programs that we offer. But I think most importantly, it's the quality. We do a lot of things, and in my opinion, we do them really, really well. From youth programming all the way up to senior programming. We've got something for truly everybody, and everyone that works here is so genuinely passionate about what they do. We are so fortunate to have the beautiful facilities and funding that we have to be able to offer all of these programs at such a high quality and caliber. You can go to other places and find something maybe similar, but I doubt you're going to see the quality in everything like you do at Highlands Ranch.
For $60 a month, right?
Yeah,
that's
cheap. It is insanely cheap. It's in people's backyards. We've just got everything. I mean, it's really unique. Coming from the Midwest, I grew up in Wisconsin. We don't have things like this. Like HOA, you didn't get all 4 facilities, indoor outdoor pools. Like, that was not a thing. And so every time my parents come and visit here, they're like, this is so great. Like, you just get all of this, not only 1 facility, but 4. And they're constantly floored. So I would say, yeah, the variety and the caliber of what we offer, I think is something I'm super proud of.
Yeah, definitely. And so do you have anything to do, or what's the deal with the new senior center over off of Highlands Ranch Parkway and Broadway?
Great question. Yeah, everyone's wanting to know. So actually the senior center is not run through us. They are run through the Highlands Ranch Metro District. So it gets a little confusing, right? We've got HRCA, which is us, Highlands Ranch Community Association. We are directly tied with the HOA. We have our facilities. Now, when it comes to all of the outdoor parks and trails, and now the senior center, that falls under Highlands Ranch Metro District. So we do a lot of partnerships with them, actually. Speaking of that, We've got a great partnership with them coming up in the fitness world for the summer. We've got our free yoga in the park series with them. So we get to partner with them and utilize Civic Green Park every Saturday morning. If you've been there, it's beautiful, outdoor amphitheater, such great, well-kept landscaping. But June through August, every Saturday, come meet us out there, 8 to 9 a.m. It's free. Just show up, bring yourself, bring your friends, bring a yoga mat or a towel, a hat and sunscreen, and we're going to have free yoga classes for the community. So you're going to get a little free taste of all of our superb yoga instructors and get outside.
Awesome. That's Saturdays at Civic Green Park.
Correct. 8 to 9 a.m.
8 to 9 a.m. Civic Green Park's the one right over by Town Center. It's a great place. There's like fountains that go off there in the summer. Good place for kids to run around. Beautiful park. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're excited about that. So we are separate entities. We do a lot of partnerships with them. I know our race series works a lot with them for trails. We do a lot of things together, but we do manage separate entities, if you will.
Gotcha. Okay. So yoga coming up in the park. Isn't there yoga in the backcountry? Does that happen this summer as well?
We used to do that. We kind of replaced it now with this yoga in the park situation. Backcountry's still there. It's still wonderful. I know that they are in the very, very early stages of getting an education center out there. Their children's programs are just superb. I mean, they got chickens, they got everything you want. But I know that they're in the early stages of eventually hoping to get that built, to have an indoor education center there as well.
Nice. Well, that's new information. I didn't know that. That's really cool too.
Yeah.
What do you think that, we talked a little bit, I introduced this by saying what should we be taking more advantage of? What do you think are maybe they're not secrets, but people aren't paying good enough attention and they seem like secrets? What should people be paying attention to and taking advantage of about the activities that you're in charge of?
Gosh, for me specifically, I'm always going to put a plug in for our fitness classes and training. And I do that not only, maybe I'm a little biased because I do think we have the most top-notch instructors and trainers. Seriously, I mean that. I walked into a very talented group. I'm very fortunate of that. And they're just great at what they do. But also they're affordable. There are a lot of these other places that are starting to kind of pop up, like Planet Fitness, Choose, Vasa, and those are great. But people forget that you are already paying an HOA fee, it's mandatory. And so you already can walk into our facilities and utilize everything we have for free. Programs, there's a slight cost associated with it, but we have two rates. We have a member rate and a guest rate. And as an HOA member rate, I can promise you it is the best deal you will get in the Highlands Ranch Littleton area for the quality. So we're really big on that, is keeping everything affordable. So I would say, not just fitness, but we've got tennis programs, we've got pottery, we've got therapeutic recreation, race series. Take a look at that catalog, that activity guide that comes out to you, every quarter. Actually look through it, because I think a lot of people just see it and set it away. I encourage you to look through it because you would be shocked at the variety. I still am. Being here 3.5 years, I still look at it. I'm like, oh my gosh, we have this too? That's awesome. So look at it, right? Look at the great amenities you have access to and the discounted price that you get as an HOA member. I just think there's not enough awareness about that and all that we offer at such a great price.
So what's it cost to do a yoga class for example, for a member?
For a member, well, we have our senior discount, which is considered 55 plus. So you're going to be paying. So we have kind of a different wide range because we offer so many different passes. We have a drop-in pass, 10 punch, 20 punch, 30-day unlimited, an annual pass. So I will say the average of all of those different passes and with our senior pricing, you're looking at about $7 a class, average of all of them. Of course, they're all going to be all over the range based on that. But I would love to know what studio you could do a yoga class or a cycle class for $7 to $8 because I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, I know the yoga classes around here are $25, $29 something dollars per class. Is it more these days? Maybe it's $25 if you buy the package deal.
Yeah, no, a single drop-in, I can tell you right now, you're looking at about $30 to $40 at a studio. I'm going to use yoga, for example. So yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's great. That's incredible. Like $7 to $8. Yeah, especially for the senior stuff. Well, amazing. What's your favorite rec center in Highlands Ranch? Which one do you like going to the most? I think do you work at Northridge?
I'm at Westridge.
You're at Westridge. Okay.
Yes. So I will say
that's my favorite.
That's my favorite too. Not just because I'm housed here, but I do really prefer the layout of Westridge. It's very open concept, light and bright. And from a fitness standpoint, we have 2 studios over here. We've got our wonderful brand new bikes in our cycle studio here, as well as our aerobics fitness room where we host yoga, strength training, all the other things. So yeah, Westridge is my personal favorite, but I'll say every single rec center has a little different tweak and just offers something a little bit different. So it's depending on kind of what you're looking for and what your vibe is, because I know every single person you ask, they're all going to have their own opinion.
Yeah, for sure. And I like the Westridge Center because I think it's got maybe just not only the best equipment, but maybe like the most cohesive layout for the gym in that area. Yeah. And then it's got the tank.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, that the tank it's like a push sled on wheels. Yep. And there's a giant indoor soccer field, and you can just pull the tank out and you set the wheels to different settings of resistance. And it's really great for like a sort of sled or kind of a sprint workout. That's just so cool that we have that.
Yeah, I love that you use that. I wish more people knew about it out there, because it's a real workout if you're looking for, and it's a really cool piece of equipment that not a lot of gyms have. So
yeah, when I found that thing, I like live on that AstroTurf is my favorite spot.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I love that.
Let's talk a little bit about Highlands Ranch. What do you like about living here in this we're a township. We're not like a city specifically, with the township of Highlands Ranch. What do you like about living here?
Yeah, there's so many things to love. I think personally, one of the first things I noticed when I moved here and that I value and use daily is the trail system that we have throughout Highlands Ranch. I mean, it is superb. Like, everywhere you look, there is some type of trail leading and connecting somewhere. So me and my husband, we utilize the trails almost daily. And so we love that about the area. It's very clean. And it's really, really safe. I think that is something that made us feel so confident in our purchase of our first home here. Is it's a very safe, well-kept, beautiful, in my opinion, community. We do have an HOA, and that does definitely help. There are standards of what needs to be upkept and how things look. And I know maybe outsiders can have their opinions. I love it. Like I like to sometimes joke, I really am in my little Highlands Ranch bubble, but I love my Highlands Ranch bubble. Like it's great. I've got everything I need here. So yeah.
Agreed. It's awesome. And it's the only place I've ever lived where I feel like the walking paths and trails are plowed of snow faster than the streets.
Yes.
Like whoever's doing that job are on it every time.
They are. Yeah. They 100. And that would fall under the Metro District, Highlands Ranch Metro District, and they kill it. And it's always accessible. No matter, we know how the weather can be here in Colorado. It snows one day and it's 80 the next. There's a lot to keep up with sometimes. So yeah, It's very well kept, and I'm very grateful for that. Just having that accessibility to those walking trails. And it's an active community. Everybody here is fit and active because it's a lifestyle. Like, it's just how they are. And I love that, which is one of the main reasons I wanted to be in the fitness industry out in this area specifically. People are recreationally active outside. They're biking, they're hiking, they're walking, they're cycling. And it's so cool to see. So
nice. Do you have a secret gem or like a spot that's your favorite kind of spot to go in Highlands Ranch, whether it's a walking trail or a park or something?
Yeah, it's probably not super secret, but I love it. It's Daniels Park. We really like that trail out there. I just think it's so beautiful, especially around sunset. Now that we're getting into the later nights of summer, we love to go up there. It is just so calming and peaceful. And when you're out there, it's kind of funny because you feel kind of so away from everything, but it's really not that far. It's like a 5-minute drive. And it's really beautiful. So that's kind of I would say. It's not so secret probably, but if you haven't been out there, highly encourage it. Trails are beautiful. Views are just spectacular. You see all the mountain range, kind of look down over the towns, and it's just peaceful.
What's that point called? I think it's right before Daniels Park. Maybe it's not right before, but it's right on top of Red Tail Hawk Park.
Are you talking about the compass?
Like the compass.
The compass. Yeah, I don't know exactly the name. I call it the compass, but yeah, and that all connects. I actually didn't know that until recently. So if you really want to go for a long walk, run, or ride, you can connect it all. And yeah, it's beautiful to have those spots because, we are, in our little city-ish, whatever you call it, township, we've got all the hustle and bustle, especially around, school time, but you're just a 5-minute drive. And it's just so cool because, like I said, Highlands Ranch kind of sits over Denver. So you can just see all of it. And it just makes me feel cool. So
yeah. And if you're new here, if you haven't been here long enough, if you've just been resting on your laurels and not exploring, I think it's the Highlands Ranch. It's like the viewpoint or something right above Red Tail Hawk Park on the south side of town. There's a spot where the giant compass on top where you can see like all the way down from Pikes Peak to all the way up to north to Long's Peak. It is such an incredible little view and a really nice place to walk. And then you can hop on a bunch of bike trails down there. I love that. If you haven't been there, you are doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah, it's great. And it's not very far either. So yeah, I always tell everyone that's one of our favorite spots that we like to go to.
So you've lived here for almost 4 years now. Is that right?
Yeah, almost 4 years.
Okay. Now I think we probably both love, I love the bubble here too. It's just, it feels really wonderful and safe and just clean and, lots of nature. But what are some things that you would like to see different or some changes you would make to Highlands Ranch?
I don't have too many. Oh, I know actually. I would love to see more local restaurants, shops, coffee. We talked about this before, but yeah, that is the one thing that's missing here. Lots of chains, which is really great. Don't get me wrong, convenient, but I want more local coffee shops, more local restaurants. And I don't know, I don't know the history of why they're not here. But yeah, that is one thing that I would love to see. I love to support local, it's the farmers market on Sundays here is going again. And that's always fun and refreshing to meet, all of some more local businesses to support them. But yeah, that's what I like.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I, told you that it wasn't at least part of my motivation in asking that question. Like it's like a leading question of it's the restaurants, right? It's the local spots. But I will say, shout out to our friends at Lost Coffee. If you've ever heard of Lost Coffee, they're somewhat local. They have a few locations, there's one in Castle Rock, and I think there's one in Central Park, formerly Stapleton. But they just took over the space for Festive Cup, and the owner, Scott, is on another episode with me coming up here. But they are
the inside scoop on that. I was actually wondering. So yeah, this is good. I'm learning.
I'll do. Well, for the full story, we'll check out the interview later, right? But I'll give you a little bit of it now is that Festive Cup has been a beloved place for a long time in Highlands Ranch. They employ young adults who have cognitive disabilities and are just a really cool community spot right at Broadway, just north of Highlands Ranch Parkway. And Lost Coffee is taking over that spot. And it was a very wonderful, the former owner, Amy, I believe, asked him hey, I need your help with this. And then he ended up figuring out how to take over. And so really, wonderful the way it worked out. And he is not only keeping her business model, but he's expanding it to the rest of his business. Oh. And they're also just a phenomenal cup of coffee and really good people.
That's awesome.
Definitely a big shout out to our friends at Lost Coffee. And I really like actually Enchanted Grounds. If you have you been there yet?
I've not. Where is that?
You live pretty close to me, so it's not too far. You're just going to take Highlands Ranch Parkway and swing up when it turns onto Colorado. Yeah. And right before it crosses over, or maybe after it crosses over 470, there's a little shopping center there on the east side.
Okay.
And there's it's funny, there's a gas station and maybe a brewery or a Mexican restaurant, but right in there is Enchanted Grounds. And it's a board game / coffee shop.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, and the coffee's good. So like they're nice, they're really sweet people, good coffee. So I got two spots for you.
There you go.
Back to it, the restaurants here are there's some decent spots, but there could just be a little more uniqueness, in my opinion. I hear you.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, and speaking for me, I would support any local business that came, So I don't know the history of it, of why, if they've tried, or I don't know. But yeah, I would love to see more, and I would be a huge supporter.
I've heard this rumor that I'm interested. So, caveat, this is a rumor I've heard, but supposedly it's something like that there's a rule that in the commercial spaces, for a retail, like restaurants and things, if you are going to be leased that space, you have to have another space somewhere else to have sort of like proven the point of your success, I guess, in business. Supposedly, I don't know if this is true, but someone told me this was true the other day, and I thought that would make sense. If that would make sense to why we are how we are. So
yes,
I don't know.
It would. Yeah, that's interesting.
If you are going to go to a local spot, like let's say you're tired or you want to go out and you just don't want to go north into Denver or something, like what's your local spot? Where do you like to go?
We like Lansdowne Arms, a little Irish pub kind of in town center. That's just an easy, quick go-to for us. Good food, great apps, great drinks, good prices. And we do go to Blinking Light a lot as well. That's right next door to it. Very close, just up the street from us. So we've had good experiences there.
Great spots. Shout out to Lansdowne Arms, who let me host my men's group there the other night when it rained.
They're great. We host a lot of staff happy hours there too. I mean, they have a huge room and great service, great food.
That back library room, is that what you're talking about? Yeah. The library room is really cool. They let us use that spot for free the other night in a pinch, which was very sweet. But yeah, service is great. It's bar food, but it's like high quality bar food. So
it is for sure. Yeah, and their happy hour deals are so great.
Awesome. I've never taken care of happy hour, so I better get on top of that.
Yeah, good deals. You can't beat them.
Nice. What else? What else? What other thoughts do you have about Highlands Ranch that you'd like to share? What do you think people should know about Highlands Ranch or anything else?
From what I've gathered, again, I don't grow up here, but I am friends with some people who have grown up here, so it's kind of interesting to hear their perspective. And from what I hear, I think there's just sometimes this like opinion or judgment about Highlands Ranch from people who don't live in Highlands Ranch. Like, oh, Highlands Ranch.
We're all swingers. And
yeah, the swinger, like there's some weird things that I have heard. I'm like, excuse me? And I guess for those that don't live in Highlands Ranch or have heard those rumors, I guess I would just say to challenge them. I think, there's a lot of misperception that maybe can come out about, oh, it's hoity-toity like Highlands Ranch. And like, we're all just really great people, and we just have a really strong community. So yeah, I would just say, instead of maybe people from the outside having that maybe opinion or whatever, those crazy rumors are going around, like put them to bay, like come out here and experience it and see all that we have to offer. Because most of the times people that, we have as visitors or that, even like that live in Denver, they come down here and like, wow, this is really nice. Everything's very upkept and it's very friendly. And so that's maybe something I would say for some outsiders potentially.
That's funny. Yeah. Cause I grew up in Southeast Aurora, on the east side of town. And for me, I grew up partially Southeast Aurora. I grew up really in kind of central Aurora. Okay. Southeast Aurora is like a really nice, our family was like, we kind of made the transition from maybe lower middle class to like kind of moved a little up. And that's when we moved south into Aurora. But we used to think that Highlands Ranch were a bunch of snobs. And, we were kind of like, we would talk all kinds of crap about Highlands Ranch. And now I live here and I'm like, oh yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah. Like there is just like this weird, like sometimes I notice when I'm out and about like in Denver or something, I'll be like, oh my God, I'm from Highlands Ranch. And you kind of get that like, oh, you know what I mean? So.
That's a great place.
It is.
Well, Hannah, thank you so much for coming on today. And thank you so much for your time and your generosity. And everybody get out there and take advantage of these fitness programs. There's just such great stuff here. And our facilities are beautiful and they keep them really clean and, friendly, nice people. And a shout out to like just the ability to make friends. Every time we go to the swimming pool as a family, I feel like we make another group of friends with another family. So
love it. And that's exactly what it's here for. So yeah, I mean, kind of just to tag on that, our facilities are the cleanest you will find. I mean, the work that goes into the upkeep, and we are constantly renovating, updating flooring, all the newest things, like we are so fortunate of that. You can't beat that. I'm just telling you can't. So come check it out. Beautiful, well-kept facilities, equipment. We've got it all. So yeah, thank you for hosting me. It was an honor, and thanks for letting me kind of spread some word on HRCA and then the fitness world specifically. I appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. And thanks for doing what you do to make this community run. Like, it's a really important service that you provide to everybody. And it's a wonderful place to live. So thanks for doing what you do.
Well, thank you. I think this podcast is going to be awesome. And I'm hoping, like you said, it's going to spread some light on everything that we offer. I think sometimes people just don't know. So the more that we can get the word out, like the better.
And speaking of which, last question that I want to ask you, in kind of service to one of my goals here with this podcast is to kind of like spread connection and help encourage people to connect more deeply in Highlands Ranch with our fellow neighbors. Is what's one connection in life that you need right now?
Ooh, connection. I think for us speaking, some more young married friends, honestly. I think, and I'm not dissing the friends I have in the community I have. It's wonderful, but I think there's always room for more. I think, being a younger couple, early on in marriage can have, sometimes it's struggles and it's learnings and it's trials. And so, I know, speaking for me and my husband, I think we would love to have that more deeper connection with maybe some more couples or even, more experienced couples, to mentor. So we personally, I think that's a connection that I want.
Awesome. And how do you feel like are you guys going to have kids? Do you want children?
We do. Yeah. We
Okay.
want them. We're getting there. It's just a timing, eventually.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that because it's interesting to be a married couple without kids is very different to be a married couple with kids.
Yeah,
and it's
yes.
Do you want married couples without kids yet to hang with?
Yes, because I feel like, and not a diss, I get it. Once people have kids, their life changes. It does.
We're hard to hang out with. We're really
No, not in a bad way. All of our closest friends do have kids, and we love their kids, and we love them, and it has really been cool to watch them go through that experience, and we want that too. We're just not there yet. And so I think sometimes, it is hard. Like you said, being a young married couple without kids, right? Like we don't have all of that yet. We will someday. But it's hard to find that it's hard, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Well, awesome. Well, we'll see if we can make some connections in the world for you. And I'm sure you're not the only person out there. And I like to ask that question just because I think other people should know, oh yeah, we're also having this struggle.
And just, it's just even like the, adulting, like, paying, your mortgage and all these things that come with owning a home, it's all these new things that, we've never dealt with before. And I'm sure there's others in their same exact situation. So it's just always kind of nice and comforting to be like, like we go through that same thing too. And so,
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing. Appreciate that.
Yeah, you bet. Well, thanks again for having me and super excited for your launch. Excited to share, more on this podcast. And I'm sure it sounds like you've already got some great interviews that you've done or in the pipeline. So I'm excited to see where this heads.
Coming up. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much, Hannah. We'll appreciate you and we'll see you next time.
Sounds good. Bye.
Bye.